aim higher than stars over our atmosphere. I'm back to build, but tragically Master Chef has come back again. I aim to win, no competing, we all gon' make it. Coming from the greatest, speaking in existence, it's the awakening. Don't give up when you're going through hard times, cause rough nights hard to prepare you for a good life. Keep your head up, stay strong, positive vibes.
Go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody. Let everybody know who you are.
All right. Well, I'm Shanaila. I'm Shanaila Garrison, but I go by musically, stage name, Deniable, for anything like deal with my art. That's usually what I go by. Shorten it like 9, call me The9 or 9 double. Like just shorten it because I know that's kind of like a long ass stage thing. But yeah, for the most part, that's me. A little bit by myself. I'm really interested into arts. I'm kind of a loner, but when it comes to like my creativity, I'm not going to like different clubs, doing different like events as far as like music or poetry, anything in those type of, circles. But yeah, for the most part, I'm a really chill person. I dibble in a lot of knowledge, learning a lot of different knowledge on different topics. That's my type of go-to. But yeah,
Excellent. So I want to ask you this. So your life before you became conscious or spiritual, you know what I'm saying? How was life?
It was a struggle, okay? It was a struggle. But it was an intended struggle. It was intentionally. I had to go through all those things to get to the place that I'm at now in life. So I could say I'm only 22, so I don't have that much far. I can't go, all the way back. But I can only say that I started this journey about 2 or 3 years. And previously, before those 2 or 3 years, I would say that I didn't know myself. Like I knew what my interests were, but I didn't know who I was, and it got me in a lot of predicaments where I wasn't happy. I grew up kind of like a loner. I had family issues here and there, dealing with my mother and my siblings. We didn't come from the best uprising. So I was already naturally, socially awkward, really socially awkward. And so it lasted with me during high school, but then I got to the point where I was starting to realize, like, why did I have this energy on me to where I was coming off socially awkward or couldn't make friends for real or, just couldn't have any genuine bonds that I really longed for. So from high school, like I said, I was really kind of to myself, nerdy, little quiet girl. But after high school was when I had to actually figure out who I was. I had a boyfriend at the time, like right after 12th grade, well, during 12th grade year, the end of it, I had a long-term relationship with someone that was also just as lost as me. And I started going to college. But really, when I realized, looking back on it, I feel like a lot of the things I was doing was to run away from things that was, internal things that I was not trying to focus on or learn about myself. I got into a relationship with, like I said, someone that was just as lost, and it was really extremely toxic. I was messing up different situations, different opportunities. I left school. I finished probably about a semester, but I was so depressed because I feel like I wanted the support and connection from my family that I was not getting during those years, that I longed to be back with my family because I was maybe about 45 minutes away. So I after that, the battles that my family faced wasn't getting better because nobody was speaking on it. So it made me feel like I wanted to, still distance myself from them, even though I had really wanted to connect with them. So instead of, trying to fix that, I just fell 100% into my relationship. And I kind of lost myself in the midst of that relationship to the point where I'm like doing crazy stuff, like, the typical cuckoo in love girl. You find a dude that you really want, but y'all both don't know yourself, or y'all both not grown, or, in those type of understandings. So everything revolving my life revolved my relationship and nothing about my own individuality. And so with that, after I lost the relationship, it spit me in a circle. I still was going back and forth for about 2 years in a toxic cycle and a pattern. And I just got to the point where I was tired. I was just extremely tired of having so much turmoil in my life. And I was trying to figure out why. That's really where I was at way before I started my spiritual journey.
All right, yeah. So now, like, yeah, what gave it that boom, like the spark, like what lit it
Okay, so
up?
the spark, what lit it up was, let's see. So, like I said, it was the relationship. I feel like all of my relationships were toxic. Now, the actual situation that like enforced it was I was in a relationship with my ex-boyfriend, and I got so tired of being drained from that relationship. We kept, getting into it. So I wanted to leave. I wanted to leave the city. So I basically quit my job. No, I didn't have a job at the moment. I was looking for a job, and I was in that toxic relationship, and I was, getting into it back and forth with my grandmother and my sister over their toxicity and how it was affecting the family. Like me having to live up to their standards and them not taking the time to actually know me, to figure me out and hear me out. So it gave off this image that was problematic, and I got tired of the image. So I asked my best friend, she was living in Florida at the time. She had her own place, and I asked her, like, I was just freaking out, crying all the time. Like, I just was over it, emotionally drained. So she told me that I could come move out there with her. And while I was out there, I didn't have to work because she basically handled everything. So I took about a month out there, and I just sat there, and all of these thoughts, all these realizations that came to me helped me. It was the boom. It was like, okay, I'm going back and forth with him. And it's really because I'm not learning the lesson that I needed to learn that he was bringing me. I'm so stuck on trying to be in a relationship with him because I love him and this and that. But I'm not realizing how I have my own internal battle, which is also contributing to the reason that our relationship is not at where I wanted it to be at. I didn't have accountability. Um, so when it came to that situation, I had to realize, okay, either we're going to be together, or we're going to grow together, or we're not. And I have to be okay with that. I have to stop love bombing and trying to get him to see me and all of this stuff, and just let it be what it is, and not obsessing over things. I feel like when I care about things, I obsess over it. So I had to learn that. Then I realized that I was running. I went to college not because I went to college not for the right reasons. I did go to college because I wanted the experience and I wanted to go to school for psychology, but I wanted to go to college really to prove something to my grandmother. It was her subject that she took in her college, and she got her degrees in it. And I wanted to relate to her. I wanted her to see me for the person that I was, but it wasn't for the right reasons. And it left me still feeling depressed in many ways and not knowing myself. So I left that. Then I went to Florida, and yes, I started to understand myself a lot more. I started to get back into drawing, painting, writing, reading, singing more, using my creative abilities that I lost when I was in a relationship, because all I thought about was our relationship. What we're going to do today, what we eating today, how could I make him feel good today? Just those things, but never thought about myself. So I realized when I got to Florida and I started seeing these things, I started seeing like, okay, I'm focusing on these things. I'm actually starting to lose weight because I'm not stressing. I'm eating right. I'm enjoying myself with my best friend. It pushed me into the realization that I needed to work on a lot of different things. And I needed to understand myself more because I don't know myself. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was just doing everything because of my environment forcing me to do that. And so I actually left Florida because while it was a good time that I had out there for a month, it was a nice vacation I spent out there. I realized that I only went out there because I was running away from my problems. I was running away from my family, and that was not solving anything. It was still making me feel hurt because while I'm here and I'm having a good time, I still long to be around my family. I still wanted those connections and different things. So I came back, and then from there, I just basically started to focus on a lot of things. a lot of realizations started to hit me back to back to back to back. And it was scary for a second and overwhelming because it was just like, damn, I have to keep learning so many different lessons that I feel like I already knew the answers to.
Yeah, that usually happens. This is we never stop learning. It's always gonna be something. And so now like spiritual practices like wise, like how were you able to keep yourself motivated and smiling throughout that time? Like, are there any practices, any techniques that you used to use or do use now?
Yeah. For one, I started to notice that a lot of energy that I was taking on wasn't my energy. A lot of sadness and feelings that I had wasn't my energy. It was coming from the energy around. And your home life is important. Who you allow in your home is important because you don't never know what type of demons or energies that they carry that will rub off onto you. And so what happened was I came back and I moved into the house by myself. Moved into the house by myself. It was a family house that all three of my sisters were living in with me. But they ended up leaving and doing their own thing. So it became my house. And so I started, for some reason, like different things started to come to me. I didn't go research things. Things just gravitated towards me. It started with like different binaural beats, like listening to binaural frequencies while I was asleep. Waking up, practicing gratitude, surrounding myself around positive people, and like reading up on myself. Those things, helped me stay positive because while I was learning a lot of things, I was also learning different ways to deal with it. Not coping in different bad ways, but coping with it in really healthy ways. Like accepting myself for myself, doing mantras, saying that I am, different things like that. It started to rewire my mind. My mind was really wired on survival that a lot of things I didn't realize was really hurting me. It was really hurting my mental. So I kept a lot of negative thoughts, which was manifesting a lot of negative energy in my area. I had to change the way I think. I had to change the way I see people, the way I see outcomes and different things like that. So I could say like listening to those frequencies while I was asleep. I'm interested in kind of hypnosis. So playing those while I was asleep. And music and doing the things that I love. Those things really balance me and it keeps me grounded. So I don't always feel like I'm overwhelmed with everything else. And I'm actually spending time with myself to actually feel valued, oh, I'm doing something that I'm interested in and it's coming out great. Okay. I feel positive about those things. So really just trying to do things, certain techniques, certain practices that kept the positive energy flowing within me. So I didn't overthink and attach to so much negative energy that could come from different outlets. And also a little solitude. I was already naturally a loner. But I had to give myself solitude from people that I couldn't control. I can't control people and I understand it's not really anybody that I should want to control anyways. But family wise, I wanted to put myself in those areas, but I couldn't control them. And I noticed that when I couldn't control them, it affected my energy really bad. So I had to give myself space. I had to learn myself in my own space without them triggering me or me feeling triggered, because a lot of times people aren't intentionally trying to trigger you. It's just certain things that I have yet to heal that's triggered and it can set my progress back. So I can say those were a lot of different things that I did that helped me stand on the right path and staying balanced in my mental for me to be able to focus on those things and, keep a positive ground.
Sure, for sure. All right, so like now, where could people? I remember you say you did music and stuff like that in your art. Where could people like find that at?
For one, I have an Instagram that's at Denon the Bull. That's DA.
We'll leave it below in the description.
Right. Okay, we got you. You got me there. But I have music on Apple Music, on Spotify, on SoundCloud, all by the name of Denon the Bull. I have a mixtape that I dropped called In Between Polarities, and I really wanted to drop that because I've been talking for years about dropping music. And I can say to me, it was a good project just for me to throw myself out there, you know, and In Between Polarities was really about, you know, different parts of myself, like on different, in polarity. I had different parts of myself that I really wanted to show. So I showed in different songs,
Nice,
how,
nice.
yeah, yeah. So that's on there. I had my very first song that I wrote. And that's on my SoundCloud. Yeah. So all of that's on my SoundCloud. YouTube too. I have a video that's on YouTube for a song called State Property. Everybody knows State Property, the movie. Yeah. So those are really the main places that you can find any of my music. A lot of poetry that I do is on my Instagram though. A lot of poetry, little freestyles. Majority of that is on my Instagram.
Excellent. Yeah. Sure, yeah. We might, like I said, we got to link up together one day, do a little something. I want to,
Okay.
I know a lot of people that are into music and like, you know what I'm saying, art and stuff like that. So I just want to one day just come together, just
Do a
have
collective thing.
all my like spiritual people come together and we can just make a something, you know.
Right. Have a big collective, and I think that'll be fun. Like, even like a freestyle party where everybody comes through, and just have fun. Like, we don't even have to overthink it. Like, just do it to have fun. And I feel like that's really a good way to connect with people.
Hey, you know, that's something we got to organize, a freestyle party. We should do that.
That'd definitely be fun. You know, I ain't the best freestylers though. I'm gonna let you know now. Okay, I'm a writer. But I'm trying. You know, I'm practicing because I really like to freestyle, and I feel like in my own personal space, I can freestyle.
Yeah.
But when it comes to being in front of people, I don't know. It just don't click like that. Don't click.
No, see, now that's one thing I've learned about myself. So, like, usually when I'm like drinking or under the influence of something, you know what I'm saying? When I'm around other people, I can flow and spit, and I'm like, I got the confidence. But when I'm sober and I'm like in my head, I'm nervous because I'm like, oh, what if I don't say this right, or what if I do this, and that like messes up the flow. But realizing that, I'm able now to go into those situations in a sober mind and control myself and be like, look, I don't give a fuck what I say. You know what I'm saying? Whatever I say, they gonna like it. And then I just start spitting, and it happen most of the time. I'll be saying some dope stuff, you know.
Right. And it's a mind thing. It's really a mind thing. When you don't overthink things, it'll naturally go with the flow. But that's my biggest problem, overthinking, and that's where problems arise. So I'm really learning how to navigate through that.
And speaking of that, for the record, I want to put this on there. Do you know your rising sun and moon sign?
Yes, so I'm a Taurus sun, Taurus gang. I'm a Gemini moon, and that's really emotional. That's a lot of stuff. And I'm a Leo rising.
The rising. Hey, that's what's up.
And a lot of times I be feeling like I'm problematic. I really be feeling like I'm problematic because that Leo and that Gemini, but I ain't gonna just toss it on to them. But yeah, I be feeling like, yeah, y'all Geminis, y'all Leos is something else.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? But we love y'all though. We need y'all.
We do, especially Geminis, that communication. And Leo's leadership is really, really strong. So here's a little bit of the songs. I got this Obsidian.
Oh, that's nice.
This is the raw nice part of it. Got this one.
Oh, what is that one? That's a
blue
algae.
Yeah.
Blue algae.
Dope. Yeah, and this is the raw version of part of it. This is my raw rose quartz, and this is actually the rose quartz stone that I found in the house. See, this is I believe runes. Runes. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah. So, let's see. I can't see it. I see. That's pause. Hold on. All right. So we had to grab the room book. Let's see. That's
Yeah.
oh look, and I opened the book. It went right to it. That's
Alignment.
I think you pronounce it's EOLH.
I did find the book too. I think I have the book too that was here.
It says another powerful room for protection. Yep. So it says it is often carved into weapons for victory and safety during battle. Yep. So that's dope.
Yep. This is what I found. And the book was still here too, and I believe I still got the book. I got my peacock ore.
Peacock ore. Oh, nice. Nice. I got one of those, I believe.
And I made me a crown on the stones that I did have. I wish you could see this labradorite. There you go. You can't see it. You see the blue a little bit?
Oh, wait a second. Pause real quick. I just found the other page of the big room. I gotta read this to you real quick so you can listen to this. It says signifying a fortitude. Signifies a fortunate new influence entering your life, often through unconscious emotions or instincts. This influence could be a new career opportunity or a course of study. This room is a friendship, often shows new relationship with someone who is outgoing, generous, and fun to be around. It is a very strong protective room. Its appearance usually indicates that it will protect you from any misfortune for a period of covered time. Often, if harm does threaten you, you will receive a strong promotion of disaster that enables you to avoid whatever problems may arise. Okay, blah, blah. But yeah, okay, it's a dope room, so it's all about protection and
new opportunities.
Yeah, new opportunities. So that's dope that you just came across that.
And it's dope that like I said, going over especially the last year of my life, that's basically what was really going on. Like new opportunities when it comes to my career and all different things of that aspect. But yeah, I don't know why. Part of me never wanted to get rid of it but part of me didn't want to because I didn't know the lady it was an older lady that lived here. I didn't know her for me to just be touching on, different stones.
Hey, shit, we all connected, so it's whatever.
Yeah. And I got a labradorite. I don't know if you can see the blue.
Yeah, labradorite. Yep. I see it changing. Yep.
Yep.
I love
and I made myself a crown. I made myself a crown out of wire with all of my favorite stones. One of my favorite stones is pyrite.
Pyrite.
I'm not good when it comes to pronunciation of them, to be honest with you. But I know of them, So that's one of my favorites too. So I have a lot of different stones when it comes to those areas. The reason why I was a little iffy when it came to
nice pyrite right here.
Yeah. I like this yours. You got yours polished. I have like a raw version of it.
Yep, I have one of those too. I like to keep at least a couple shapes.
Yeah. Yeah. And so like the I have a pyramid version of the rose quartz. This is the raw one I have, not the one the other one that's shaped like a pyramid. I honestly don't know where I put that at. Because I'm a little iffy on it. It's because someone gifted it to me, but I feel like the intentions that they gifted it to me weren't of good intentions. I felt like it was a guy, and I only saw him as a friend in that type of way, but his energy was giving me like he was trying to manipulate me into being with him. And I've noticed that not off of the stone. I've noticed that from his actions of a lot of things that he would do. He would try his hardest you know, to do things that you would normally do in a relationship with, you know, your loved one or anything like that. And he would kind of force my hand into trying to do things with him like that was, you know, relationship based. On top of that, like it's just that he was overbearing. It's just like he was trying to manipulate me with gifts and doing things that I didn't like it. So part of me was still trying to figure out that because I noticed once I didn't, my willpower was really strong. So once I realized that, you know, I wouldn't accept things from him because I already know that he wasn't doing them for the right intentions. And then he would complain about doing certain things that he had offered to do. So I just didn't know how I wanted to feel about it, you know. So lately I just been trying to figure out if I want to get rid of it or if I don't, but I'll figure it out either which way.
Yeah. I would keep that boy because regardless
Yeah.
of whatever old boy tried to do, that's a good crystal. Somehow
So you think I just cleanse it and then get rid of it, right?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Because shit, regardless, that crystal wanted to get to you. So it got to you.
Right. So I still have my babies, you know. Eventually when I get my house really set up, like my room is upstairs and it's like, you know, those attic rooms.
Yep. That's
But it was 2 rooms. What you about to say?
I was like, this is actually like I'm at like a little attic place right now.
Yeah, it's that and how you have it set up right behind you.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be similar. So my room, it's like 2 rooms in the attic. Like, but the wall is not there, so it's making it one big room, but just one side is kind of ducked off to the side, and then it's a regular room.
Mm-hmm.
So what I plan to do is have my regular room set up, but make that little ducked off side my meditation room, have everything that I have, you know, my personal stuff over there, have all my gyms, have everything set up in that room. So when they get to that point, I could just have that natural energy already in there.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm hoping. I'm ready.
Hey.
That's that good breakfast.
Now, is there anything else you want to talk about or say on the records?
Just now that I'm looking back, I feel like I've come a long way when it comes to the last 2 years. I feel like I've done the most growth in the last 2 years. Like I've noticed and tracked the growth from previous years, but these last 2 years, there's something else.
And you said, what's your age again?
22.
22, yeah. So you're still real young. So, but that's real good that you're starting at this time period. So by the time you do get to the Saturn return in the 30s, you know what I'm saying, you should be well on the way.
I'm hoping because I'm trying to get all this done now. I ain't trying to be struggling. I'm 40, 50, 60 years old. Like, and that's really a part of the environment I was raised in. You know, watching everybody in those days still struggling, and I've noticed that a lot with my generation. As far as like people in my family, we are breaking that cycle. We're breaking that generational curse. We're all focused, and we're all trying to do things that we feel like is our purpose, and hopefully that can help a lot of people, you know. So looking back at it now, I'm just like, wow, because if I could talk to my younger self, I feel like she would be proud. Like I wouldn't think that I would be in the position that I am. Like I ain't all perfect, you know, the grass ain't all green, but like for instance, last year I was just going through so much turmoil with feeling wise, but once I started to learn myself, I started getting me some stones, trying to connect with my stones. You know, every here and there, I'm not gonna lie, you know, I tried. Yeah, she made me want to go get mine. Damn, I was trying to figure out, so I gotta get mine. Yeah. I got one of them, but I started connecting with my stones. Like I've had a couple shroom trips. Don't get me wrong, and they relieved a lot of built up, pent up childhood traumas that I couldn't understand, and it really threw me quickly, extremely quickly into a lot of self-understanding. One time though, I feel like I went blind and deaf, and that terrified the fuck out of me. I was ready for that shit to be over. Like, I'm gonna tell you exactly how that went.
Yeah.
I was in the room, and I also feel like I was doing it for the wrong reason. Like, I was doing, and when I first started it, I was doing it for the reasons to try to understand myself and different things like that. Then it came to a point where I was doing it because it was fun. And I feel like that's really something to watch out for, because those are not meant to be taken lightly. Those are a connection to the ancestral realms, and you shouldn't play with stuff like that just to do it. And I feel like that's what happened, and I don't do it all the time or anything like that. But what happened was I was in the room watching TV, and I feel like when I was on that, it connected me to a lot of TV shows or music that really resonated with my soul. Like, I always find some bomb ass music when I'm on shrooms.
Mm-hmm.
Never can find no good ass music when I'm not. But I was in the room watching TV, and my mother for the last 2 years has been going through her sickness when it comes to diabetes. Check on y'all people with diabetes. Try to help them, please. Get them into herbalism. I wish we would really connect them when it comes to natural resources. We don't always have to use prescription medication, synthetic medication, when you have natural remedies growing out the earth. But that's besides the story. She was going through a lot when it comes to losing limbs, and she was in the hospital. And at this time, I know I probably shouldn't have picked up the phone, but she called me. And she called me, and she had just got out of surgery, and she didn't sound like herself at all. Like, she didn't sound like herself, and it threw me into like a panic. So I started hyperventilating. I went to the bathroom. I ran to the bathroom, and I'm like, Mom, I need to call you right back. And hung up. And all of a sudden, my eyes went black, and they was open, and my ears was like buzzing, like I couldn't hear nothing. I started to freak out. I'm not gonna lie, but all I did was I started to breathe. I sat myself down in the bathroom floor, legs crossed, started to breathe and tell myself that I am Shanaila, I am here, I am present, I am okay. Doing those things, and it went away.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really scary, and you really got to be aware of the energy that you're connecting with when you are on those things, because they can really affect whatever you got going on.
Yeah, I'm actually glad you told that story, because I've been dealing with psychedelics for a long time, and I've went overboard on multiple things. You know what I'm saying? And I actually wanted to do a series on my YouTube channel talking about some of the stories that I went through. And so I'm glad you did that, because that's just about to kick it off.
Go ahead, confirmation. And see, the way I got into it was off a show, funny that I was on. It's on Hulu, and I think it's called Hamilton's Pharmacopoeia. And it's basically about young white guy. He's into biology, I believe, or, he works on those type of chemicals. And he went around to different countries experiencing all of the psychedelics that they had to offer. And, it got me interested in psychedelics and trying to understand myself and different things, But I had to get to a point where I'm making sure that if I do those things, I'm doing them for the right reasons, and I'm not just doing them all the time to try to, just for me personally, try not to, play with them, because, you don't never know what you're beginning yourself into and what you're dealing with that could spark that. I don't think shrooms are I don't even think bad trips are really bad. I feel like bad and good are just situational words, things that we just label. But like, you could have a bad trip, but the meaning behind these bad trips are things that you have to learn, things that you have to heal and open your mind up to. So once I did that, really after that shroom, I was doing a little bit of shrooms earlier this year. I got more into feeling myself, finding myself, how I present myself to people, not overthinking it so much, because I can be a lot of fun, but if I'm overthinking, I am not myself in public. And that was another thing that really damaged me when it comes to being socially awkward, not being able to resonate with other people, because I'm not being my wholeheartedly self. So, and earlier this year, like, no, earlier of 2020, I was living in a home, my family home. I got a job. I was working. I started to find myself, started to paint more, started to write more. Then I actually bought a house. I'm still working on it as we speak, but I went through the house. I wanted to buy the house because I was tired of having to live by other people's rules. And I just needed my own space to let my energy roam through the house so I could be more comfortable. And so I found the house on the Detroit Land Bank. You know, they were going for cheap. And that's the time we was getting like those stimulus and all that stuff. So basically I was using my stimulus for that. I bought the house. Before I even bought the house though, I went to visit the house. The doors, sometimes they have the doors open and shit. So I went into the house. I had Palo Santos. I want to say I had Palo Santos. And basically I walked through the house and I'm just letting my energy, and I burnt it inside the house saying, if this is for me, then it will happen. It will be, because those houses go for auction. Multiple people will be bidding on them. So I was just trying to get this one. I was trying to hurry up because of my time limit on the previous place that I was living at. And so I walked through that. I let it be what it was, and I ended up getting it. So now I'm on that journey of fixing it up, because that's work, you know, fixing it. I'm only 22, don't have the best support, and I don't always have the best, you know, finances for me to be doing a project this big. But I feel like when it gets to that position, everything will fall into place. And the funniest thing about it was, after I did that and we went to clean out the house, I found so much secret society information. Like the previous owner who owned this house, I feel like I don't feel no negative energy in the house. I do feel like a motherly energy in the house, like something wanted me to get the house. I found tarot cards.
Hey.
I found stones, books on other secret societies. A lot of that. You know, I didn't want to dibble and touch all on it because you don't know who energy on there, for real. But, it was
that's awesome though. That's awesome.
That's like a sign. It was really much of a sign. So now that's where I'm at with my life. You know, and even to this year, I dropped my first mixtape. I did a lot of performing. I got to work with a radio station for a second. I got to, you know, do acting, fashion shows. All of these things came within this last year, just off me taking the initiative to find my purpose and do all the things that I was already doing as a kid and getting back into them. So now I feel like I'm really watching everything unfold from the last 2 years, and it's just like, wow. And that's when I started my spiritual journey. I started to manifest and attract abundance. And it's really good feeling that. It's really good, especially feeling like you've been going through a lot your whole entire life. Hey, focusing on yourself can be a really good thing. What'd you say? I'm sorry.
No, so that's wonderful. And I want to just say this. I remember you said you got some stones. Now, what's one of your favorite stones that you have, like, that you like to work with?
I am a Taurus, which is ran by Venus. So I'm obsessed with love. And I had to notice, which was a lesson that I had to learn this year, that it's okay to love, the idea of love, but parts of the obsession weren't healthy. But one of them, my favorite stone, is the rose quartz. When I first started, see, I have a one that's like a triangle, that's like a pyramid.
Yeah.
And I have like a raw one. So I had a lot of rose quartz stones. And that's one of the stones that I found inside of the house. I didn't keep it though. I didn't keep it because I don't. No, because I didn't.
I would have kept it. You know what I'm saying?
Wait. Can I see something? Can I see if I might still have it? Can I see?
Yeah. See, I would say keep it.
Keep it. I found my crown that I made.
Oh, that's amazing.
I don't know if you can see it, but that's moonstone. You can't really see it due to the light, for real. But
damn, so you made that? That's awesome.
Yeah.
I wrap crystals and shit too, but that's what I just started, so my shit looks sucky. But that junk look dope.
This my first time doing it. I mean, it's kind of fucked up now. It's kind of ugly now, but it for me when I first did it, I was seeing you a picture of it. It really looked beautiful. I was so proud of myself, and I actually got this wire from the wiring, electrical wiring from house.
Oh, that's sweet. Show it to me again. Can you put it in the camera? That's sweet. And what's every stone around it again? Like, can you what's
moonstone, moon opal?
Okay.
These are rose quartz.
Rose quartz.
Labradorite.
Yep.
I forgot this green one. I always lose the name for the green one. It's
Let me see it.
It's this.
Fuck, I can't see that good either.
And these one of the ones that you can't put in water.
Is it green? Not green tourmaline. Is it?
I want to say it start with a P.
Is it?
Yeah, I have it in my phone, I believe. Let me check.
Is it like pot? Like no, it's
It's almost like a ride. Fluoride. It's like a ride at the end. It's gonna make me mad.
No, I don't know.
But I'll figure it out because I forgot what it is. And then I had pyanites on the ends of it, but I have to rewrap those on it.
Oh, that's sweet. That's sweet. And okay, so what part did you make with the crown part? Like, what type of wire you use on that? Can I see that?
This is your regular. I hate when I do this. It like the words be on the tip of my head. The red wiring. I forgot what it's called. It's basically a conductor for stones. You know which one I'm trying to say.
The copper, right?
Copper.
Yeah.
Copper wiring.
Yeah.
So basically, the guy did wiring around my house, and he had a bunch of extra wire that I basically split and took the insides of it out. And I'm like, well, if I'm just had this stuff sitting around, I'm gonna make something out of it.
Copper everywhere.
Yep. But this that house wire. So it's kind of a little thicker, which I wanted because I didn't want nothing too. And this is wiring, but this is also copper wiring, but you see how it's kind of smaller compared to this type of wiring. So this is your arts and craft copper wiring, and this is your home copper wiring. I really wanted the copper wiring because I know that it's a good conductor when it comes to the stones and connecting it to our body. And I really wanted to use like a high grade version of it. So excuses, everybody was like, "You made that?" I was feeling myself.
Right, yeah, like one thing I like to do to help conduct, I actually like to meditate with copper. So I keep like pieces of copper.
Oh, wait, let me put that up to the camera. Let me see that. So is that raw copper?
Yeah.
Wow, I've never seen that. That's really cute. Yeah.
Oh yeah, also, I gotta put this on there too. So when it comes to books wise, like what like have you read any books that have gave you like inspiration or put you on a good path?
What started me was
recommend?
Yeah, what started me was the Kybalion.
Oh, the Kabbalion?
Okay, yeah, I'll be confused. Sometimes it's the Kybalion, the Kabbalion. Yeah. So KYBA.
Yeah, the Kabbalion, whatever.
Of the polarity.
It's just words.
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure because I thought it was two different books that's almost spelled similar.
It's the same thing. You're talking about like mentalism, correspondence, vibration, rhythm. Yeah.
That's what started me. As far as anything else, like I have books on different things like chakras or even tarot reading. It's a lot of psychology books, but as far as spiritual books, I haven't really dived into so many of them. I've got some that I've been, waiting. That's on my list for me to read. But the main one that did start my journey and help me understand a lot of different things was the Kai volume.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, I like the Kabbalion myself. I had the principles of it up on the wall right here. But
if I got those in my book, in my not my book, in my notes. Also, like, even though it's not really a spiritual book, but I like the understanding of it, like the 48 laws of power, the 48 laws of human nature. So a lot of those things. I'm really into psychology a lot.
Yep. Yeah, that's dope.
Or a lot of readings that I do like to do, though, even if they're not in book form, is like different articles. Like whatever is brought to me or attracted to me, you know, that ends up in front of me, I'll read and I'll do a lot of research on. There was another one that I'm reading currently. I think it's called I don't want to butcher it. Archon. Archons or
Archons.
Yeah.
Archons. Is that about like the archons, meaning like the kind of like I don't want to say demons, but
similar to that, like
the archon beings. I'll say archon beings. The what?
Huh? Yeah, it's almost like breaking down the Bible in different ways, and like our body, our being, like it's archons. Like our body isn't really our real body. We're just here on this plane in these bodies, in these avatars, almost similar like to, you know, the virtual reality, you know, and those types of things. So I've been reading that. I've started on that. Learning different things on that.
That's a good book right there. Shout that out. Yep.
Yeah. But other than that, yeah, I need to get more books. I know a friend who had a lot of different books, and I did screenshot them. Like I said, I have a couple books that's on my list that I need to get to. I just need to be working in more reading. I used to do it a lot when I was younger, even recently. Now I'm getting back into it, but I'm not doing it as much as I used to do.
For sure. And on my channel, I plan on going through a couple of spiritual books, because I read a whole bunch of books. I got like hundreds of them uploaded on my computer, so I'm gonna just start going to not reading the whole like chapters, but we can just go over the important parts, you know what I'm saying, in the book. But I'm gonna be I'm starting with astral projection and just like getting the feel your energy body and working with your energy. So,
right.
Even right now, I've been focused on a little bit of yoga, because I've been trying to open up my meridians and things like that. When you have stiffness in your body anywhere, that means your energy flow is being stagnant in that position. So, you know what I'm saying, yoga is a good way to get that shit moving. And I've been working with this book right here.
Yeah.
This is by Manta Chia, and it's advanced techniques for discharging chi energy.
Right.
So it has like good techniques, good breathing techniques, good exercises to do. So I got this book all online too. So I'm gonna be going over it and going through the exercises with people, so we can you know what I'm saying, figure out how to do some of this shit.
Right. You ever been to a dojo?
When I was younger. I want to start martial arts soon. I've always wanted to do it. I just never had the time to actually do it. But now that I quit my job and I ain't working right now, it's like when I want to do something.
Right.
Like that. I was either thinking boxing or martial arts, but I want to do the whole body. So I'm thinking martial arts.
Right. Yeah, that's interesting. I've thought about doing martial arts. I also thought about boxing too, but when I was thinking about it, my grandmother wouldn't let me. because of her reasonings that she had for him. But when I got older, I thought about doing it again, but then I'm like, dang, you know, I want to do it to actually fight people, and I ain't trying to get messed up in my face. You know, they take damage. They take damage when it comes to that. That job is not easy as people would think. Yeah, you're fighting, but you got to think about the causes and repercussions of it.
Yep. Yeah, I think really, truly fighting is really something that you are automatically initiated into rather than trying to jump into it. Like, you can jump into it, but it's just like, that's more of a natural feel. Oh shit, like shit crashed.
Right.
When you are, it's like, it's automatic. You already fighting already in your life. Like, you just a fighter. You came out the coochie fighting.
Right.
Anything would you like to say? Any words you would like to put in there? You want to rep any information? Like I said, and you can send me anything you want me to put in the description on Facebook, and I'll upload it under there.
Not necessarily. Pretty much a lot of things I've talked about, we already kind of covered. Really, I just think a message that really helped me was basically to do things with your heart intent, and whatever you gravitate toward, whatever you choose to do in life, anything you move with that intent, and anything that's in your path that's for you will just naturally gravitate to you. So I'm learning that, and I'm trying to focus on that and release fear, and just grow as a 22-year-old who really didn't get too much guidance. And so with that being said, just like, try your best, not try your best, but try to find yourself. Everybody needs to learn themselves and all of that. So it's just now at this point, try to find yourself, learn yourself, forget everybody else, forget all the excuses, dive into yourself and open up that world, because you are your own little universe. And I feel like a lot of us will do a lot better when we do that. But that's just really where I'm at in life right now.
Well, yeah, you had a good point. So yeah, good job. Shit.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And keep up the good work.
Thank you. Ashe, man. You too. I like what you're doing. I like that you do teach me a lot too. Like, I've been reading your posts and reading a lot of different things that you be having to say. Watch parts of your video that you did with the girl, one of the ladies, I forgot her name. But I like that you really do teach me a lot of different things. Ever since I met you, you teach me a lot of different things. So like, keep up the good work, keep up guiding everybody and what you're doing, and I hope you prosperous. I wish you abundance.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm just being myself, So I appreciate you for giving me your time. This was wonderful. Like I said, we'll have you back on for something else too. You know what I'm saying? We got lots coming. So hopefully
we gonna get some music done. We gonna be prosperous. We're gonna do everything. But I'll definitely be back. Thank you for having me and hearing me talk. I love having platforms where I can be able to express myself in a way that's not censoring myself, just being me, this wholeheartedly. So yeah, no problem.
Well, thank you, and you have a good one.
Thank you, Ashe. Have a good one.
All right.
Aim higher than stars over our atmosphere. I'm back to build, but tragically Master Chef has come back again. I aim to win, no competing. We all gon' make it, coming from the greatest. Speaking in existence, it's the awakening. Don't give up when you're going through hard times, cause rough nights hard to prepare you for a good life. Keep your head up, stay strong, positive vibes. Don't